and we can jump right in. So welcome everyone. My name is Amanda Kidd Kessler and I'm the Executive Director of the New Hampshire Art Association. We are all so thrilled to have you as new members of the organization, and I can't wait to get to know you and see more of your work. We have a lot of information that I'm going to be going through tonight. And at the end, there's going to be plenty of room for plenty of time for questions. So feel free to fire away. And if there's something along the way that you really need clarification on, I'd be happy to take a question in the middle of the presentation if it seems really necessary. So I did prepare a slideshow with you that I'm going to start now. Hold on, we just had a new person join us. So let me add them in. So since most of you, I'm thinking pretty much everyone at this point has been to the gallery because you had to drop off your work for the new member jury event, but this is what the outside of the building looks like. And we also have a lot of satellite spaces, which is really exciting. And I'll be sharing more about that later on in the presentation. So tonight, since you're all new and you're kind of all the cohort for the fall 2022 new members, I thought that it would be fun to just, quickly introduce yourselves, and maybe I'll go off of screen share for that. And then I'll dive into more information about the NAJA, the member benefits, for your responsibilities, go over all of our exhibition opportunities and things you need to know to enter an exhibition, how to use our website and the member portal, and our contact information. So if you would like to come off of mute and just say your name, your medium, and maybe what you're most excited about after becoming an NAJA member, feel free to do that. There's not too many of us, so I think that we can kind of do it in a civilized way, but if necessary, we can raise hands and do it that way as well. I can start. I've already introduced myself as Amanda Kidd Kessler, but I'm also a new member of the NHAA. So I participated in the same jury process as all of you, which is kind of exciting for me because I have worked at the NHAA for over a year and a half now. And I'm excited to show some of my new work and hopefully get some feedback from other members.
Can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm Charles Weems, AKA Charlie Weems, and I had some training in high school and began to paint seriously 4 years ago, and I've been studying with an artist, Sam Vokey, who's a member and director of the Boston Guild of Artists, and just working very hard to improve every day, and looking very, very much forward to being a new member of the New Hampshire Art Association and doing whatever I can to participate, assist, etc.
I'm Molly Wensberg. I was a member of the New Hampshire Art Association years ago, and for various reasons let it lapse, but I'm so excited with all you're doing. It seems like there's really a lot of new life being brought into the association, and that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to meeting more artists in the area, and looking forward to the new opportunities to exhibit my work. I'm a landscape painter, oils, pretty large scale. Yeah, that's all.
Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm from Southern New Hampshire. I retired about 3 years ago and picked up the watercolor paintbrush and haven't put it down since. It has fast become a passion, and I'm so looking forward to working and getting to know fellow artists. It's an honored opportunity. Thank you.
I'm Betsy Holmes. I live in Deering, New Hampshire, which is a tiny little town west of Concord. I too am a landscape painter, primarily plein air. And Molly, I look forward to seeing more of your work because I'm trying to get larger scale now. But I'm particularly excited because there are almost no exhibition opportunities out in the neck of the woods where I live. So anything, Portsmouth is about an hour and a half for me. So Concord's handy and just everything in between. It's a great opportunity for me. I'm really excited about it.
I'm Elisa Marie. I'm an acoustic painter, and I'm excited for all the different opportunities with the New Hampshire Art Association. I'm really excited to meet everybody too. Thanks.
I think I'm the last one. Hi, I'm Darlene Farber-Schwillette. I've been painting for a long time now, probably 25 to 28 years, something like that. I've lost track. But I've recently gone in a more abstract direction and I'm really having a great time with it. Yeah, I'm very honored that I finally got accepted. It's been a few times. But it'll be nice to have an art community. That's the one thing I feel like that's kind of lacking in my life. Even though I have a studio at the Button Factory, but it's, we all just go behind our doors and work. It's obviously very cordial when we see each other in the hall, but it'll be nice to have a community and work with other artists and have new opportunities. And hopefully I'll be able to give back something as well. And Amanda, I just want to say you're doing a great job, and I'm very happy that you got in as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Robin Folsom. I live in Peterborough and I'm a blacksmith and metal artist. I work only in steel at this point. I do mostly human form sculpture up to 2 feet. I make bowls and dishes as well. So some of what I do is traditional blacksmithing, but that is not the art that I would exhibit. And I look forward to being in an artistic community and hopefully having a place to show it.
Hi, I'm Ian Clark. I'm up in West Newbury, Vermont. I'm a photographer. I guess I'm still sort of new at it. I sold my first picture just the other day in 1975. I've been a technical guy in photography for most of my career and winding that down and looking forward to actually talking with people that find it fun again.
Hi, I'm Sue Sawyer. I'm from Hanover, New Hampshire, and I have been a graphic designer for probably 25 years. I'm a digital content manager right now for my job, but during the pandemic, I do have a fine arts degree, and during the pandemic, I got back into painting, and I'm always out enjoying walking and exercising outside and taking tons and tons of pictures. So I'm really inspired by that. And I am a landscape painter, and I kind of go in between oil and acrylic, and sometimes I mix the two together, but not acrylic on top of oil. Anyway, I'm looking forward to setting some goals for applying to some exhibitions. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I applied. That's it. Thank you.
My name is Suzanne Larkham. I know it says the Pastel Society in New Hampshire. I can't figure out how to change that. I'm the admin and on the board of the Pastel Society, so I'm a pastel artist. And I'm pretty excited to be accepted, and I've been kind of around in the Portsmouth area so much as an observer. I've been painting just about 5 years. I'm also a new member of the North Shore Arts Association, the Pastel Society of America, And so I've been showing around many different places in a couple of different states, but it'll be nice to have some place to call home. And I'm friends with Betsy.
Hi, everybody. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Dave Turbide.
Yeah.
Local to the Portsmouth area, and been involved with the Seacoast Artists Association for about 4 or 5 years. Actually on the board, and I'm president of the association this year. And I'm looking for additional exhibit opportunities. I'm glad to be associated with the NHAA.
I also want to direct everyone to the chat just because we had Bob Steedman said he doesn't have a camera on his PC, so I'm not really hiding. I've been doing watercolor for 40 plus years. I'm a signature member of AWS and AAPL, landscape/marine pieces. I live in Portsmouth. I can't hear you, Michelle.
Nope.
No, now I can.
Oh, you can hear me. I
You
can't
can.
hear you, but you can hear me. So my name is Michelle. I got my BFA in 2011 and I got my MFA in 2020 during the pandemic. So I've been painting for a while, mostly painting. I do dabble in a lot of other handmade processes, quilting, photography. But I'm really excited to be a part of this group and to show work. But more than that, I'm really excited for just the community building aspect and meeting all the other artists. So I'm very excited to meet you all, and thanks.
And Martha, would you like to go next?
Sure. It's so nice to meet you all. My name is Martha Sawyer and I'm from Bow, New Hampshire. And like Sue said, the pandemic really brought the art back into my world. I spent a lot of time painting the last couple of years, and I try to paint nearly every day, and maybe not post every day, but I do try to paint every day. I'm a botanical painter, and I paint in acrylics mostly. But it's nice to meet you all, and I look forward to working with you in the next year.
All right, would anyone else like to introduce themselves before we move on to the presentation? Jesse, you're on mute.
Oh God, it's not. Shoot. Oh. No, shoot.
We can see and hear you, iPhone Michelle. Jesse, did you
I'm
want to go
sorry,
next?
can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry about this. We've had no internet.
All right. I believe, Jesse, you wanted to go next. Do you want to come off mute and introduce yourself? You're still on mute.
Amanda?
Yes.
I'm so sorry if I'm interrupting everything. This isn't how I wanted to begin this. I'm just having trouble because our internet went down. So I'm Michelle. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, right. Hi all. I hope I didn't just also interrupt somebody's introduction, please.
All right. Anyone else want to jump in? Okay, so I'm going to move on to the PowerPoint now. So really dig into some of the material tonight. Thank you for introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about yourself and your work. So you already know about the NHAA because you all wanted to become members, but just to see a specific mission statement here, you know, our goal is really to serve local and regional artists and create opportunities for you while also giving you education resources to advance your career. And something that's also really important to us is that we are free and open to the public. And we provide you know, cultural experiences here in Portsmouth and also in all of our satellite locations, which right now include Manchester, Dover, Derry, and Concord. Some of the main benefits are things that you guys shared in your introductions, you know, having the ability to exhibit and sell your work in our gallery. And I'm going to really, during this talk, break down all of the different exhibition opportunities and the difference between open juried versus a member show and all of that good stuff. So we also list all of our shows on our website, which is a great resource, especially if you have an active social media presence. You can really promote yourself through our online gallery. And I'm going to show you our member portal, which is really great, and it has some access to education resources and information about some of the other events that we hold, such as our Tuesday critique group. That's held via Zoom. It's the second Tuesday of every month. We also have a plein air painting group. We're working on restarting our photography special interest group, but right now we don't have a leader. I think, Ian, maybe you were interested in hearing more about that opportunity. And we have a painting group that meets on the third Sunday at 2 o'clock every month at the NHAA. So if you're a painter, you can join that group. And then one of the biggest member benefits is that you have the NHAA staff and myself. I like to think of myself as an artist cheerleader here to help you and advance your art career. So you can ask me questions, send me emails, and I'm really here to help you take full advantage of your NHAA membership. And what do you have to contribute in this membership organization? So the first one is make sure you pay your annual membership dues. I've sent you guys an email already to get that, to kickstart that. But if you had any trouble, or if you would rather come into the gallery and drop off a check, you don't have to use the online form. It is easier for us if you do that, but we accept other forms of payment. We also encourage you to volunteer 15 to 20 hours per year. And I'm going to go over some of the ways that you can do your volunteer hours. Ensure that all work exhibited under the NHAA banner is exhibited in a professional manner and follows all prospectus guidelines. Also, when you are out in public, to represent the NHAA in a positive light. And just really be part of our community. There's lots of ways to get involved. You can teach a class, join one of the special interest groups I mentioned, attend our exhibition openings and support your fellow artists, or maybe even join the board. So if you have any questions on any of those, sort of deeper dives into the organization, I'd be happy to talk more about what those responsibilities entail. And to start breaking down all of the exhibition opportunities that we have, start with, one of the most beloved of the NHAA, which is our member exhibitions. So for a member exhibition, that means that there's no juror and all members are invited to submit 1 to 3 pieces, depending on the specific call for art. So for example, in December, we have Miracle on State Street, which is our December holiday exhibition, and all members are invited to submit 1 to 3 pieces. Typically, our member shows are 1 to 2, but for this one, it's going to take up the entire gallery. There's no other exhibitions going on. It's only Miracle on State Street. So because of that, we give you the opportunity to display a 3rd piece. And any piece that you submit will be hung and will be accepted. Though we might have a situation where we run into if we have like an overwhelming response, then we will notify all members and say, hey, we accepted too much work and we're actually going to only select X amount of pieces per member. But the point is that what you submit, with barring any size restrictions in terms of the amount of wall space that we have, will be on view. Occasionally we allow for bin work. The holiday exhibition is one of those exhibitions where we do allow bin work. And if you sell a piece, you can replace it, which is really nice, especially during our peak sales times when you really want to fill all the holes in the wall and move your artwork. And whenever we do a member exhibition, the commission split is 60-40, and the NHAA provides all of the PR. Most of our openings, especially the ones in Portsmouth, all happen on First Friday. We have a really dedicated and wonderful First Friday crowd that comes out, and our attendance records average 200 visitors year round, including the winter. And just to give you an example, last month we had 342 visitors during our 3-hour artist reception. The next type of exhibition that we have is open juried. So right now, we just opened our 23rd annual Joan L. Dunphy exhibition right here. And that is an open juried show. So some of you might have been accepted into the show before you were even a member. And that is because we are open to all artists from New England. There is a member discount for you to enter into our open juried shows. And there are monetary awards, the same 60-40 split, but there's no replacement of sold images. And that's because when the juror selects the work, it has to be that specific work. And we actually encourage our buyers to leave the work up for the month. And, we would never, if they're like, no, I need to take it now, of course, we'll say yes so that we make the sale happen. But we ship a lot of artwork, and we do prefer for those pieces to be up until the end of the exhibition. And this is Small Works is it's a quarterly rotating exhibition that is in our main gallery, and there's a size restriction of up to 16 inches on the longest side. There's also a price limitation. So the idea for this exhibition is that it targets walk-in sales, people who are looking for small little gift items, or tourists who are visiting in the summertime can, pick something up. There's no fee for members to participate in this exhibition. And you're also allowed to have up to 5 bin pieces. Now, I know that in 2023, this is kind of a hard time to do the new member orientation because we are going to be making a lot of changes as we put together the 2023 exhibition calendar. But I'm going to show you how to read our prospectuses with our calls for art so that you can make sure that you're understanding the key information. So when the Small Works calls for art change, I'll show you where to find it, and all that information is on the member portal. We also have a lot of offsite exhibition opportunities, such as the Concord Chamber of Commerce, which rotates every 2 months. It's open for one artist, and it's awarded on a first come, first served basis. So right now, if you have ideas for solo shows or exhibitions of your work that you would like to put on, it's a really great time to be thinking about what opportunity would be the best fit for you. The Concord Chamber of Commerce, that's this picture right here, so you can get a little view of that space. We also participate in the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen annual Sunapee Fair. That happens in August, and we have a really great location. We hope we keep the same location we have for every year that we've participated, up on top of the hill, and we allow artists to rent panels to hang and display work. You can also have bin work. And as that comes closer to August, we'll go through all the details on that. The Prescott Park Sheaf Warehouse, that's this picture right here. This is it's a historic boat shed, and it opens right out onto the Piscataqua. It's beautiful. And we turn it into an art gallery with all of our members' work. All members are allowed to participate, but you do have to volunteer for 4 or 5 shifts throughout the summer. Because of the fact that it's offsite, most of our offsite locations are businesses or places that have normal business hours. We have a really small but mighty staff. So it's a way that you can, having members volunteer is really the only way that we're able to do Sheaf. We also have a number of new exhibition opportunities, such as at LaBelle Winery and Dairy. We have a gallery that has 75 feet of wall space, and that can be split between multiple artists. So if you have an idea for a show, our current exhibition there is called Naturally Curious, and it was 3 artists that came to us who had availability for the time frame, because that space, it rotates every 3 months. And we put together an online gallery, and there's a QR code, so buyers can come in and scan the QR code to make purchases while we're not there. The opening for Naturally Curious is going to be on the 13th, which is a Sunday from 12 to 2. So if you're in the Derry area or you want to check out our gallery there, that's a great opportunity. And the cost for the 3-month rental is $200, and that can be split between multiple artists. So we've currently been doing 3 artists, which makes it very affordable. But it could even have more, or you could curate an exhibition with fellow members if that was something that you were interested in doing. The Mosaic Art Collective in Manchester, we have a new partnership with them where we're going to be doing one joint member exhibition. Details to be announced when we publish our 2023 exhibition calendar. And we also have the Art Center in Dover. There's one wall available to rent, and it's 2-month exhibitions there. And we also do another joint member exhibition. Hopefully we had 2 joint member exhibitions this year, and they were each 1 month long. But because the Art Center has usually a 2-month exhibition calendar, we're going to have 1 member exhibition, but it will be up for 2 months. So that's an exciting partnership as well. This space here, this was our creme de la creme exhibition that we just recently came down at the Art Center. This is Carol Van Loon, who is our exhibition and membership coordinator. This is me, and this is member artist Barbara Adams. And so let's see, my thing is in the way. Yes, the exhibition proposal series. So if you have an idea for a show that you would like to do, whether it's a solo show, a two artist show, maybe you want to curate a show with a specific theme, maybe you want a lot of space or a tiny amount of space. I'm really open to seeing what you're thinking and hearing your idea. And we have a really loose and open-ended process for writing a proposal. One of the first emails that I sent you was about the exhibition proposal series. And we're also going to be doing an info session that dives deeper into how to write a proposal and what I'm looking for when I'm reviewing your proposals on the 29th. So the important thing to note is that now is your time to apply, because after December 16th, when the application closes, that determines all of the exhibition proposal series shows that we will do for the entire 2023 exhibition calendar. So if you're thinking, oh, I think I might want to do a show next May, now's the time to apply. We only accept proposals once a year, and you guys are here at the right time so you can start thinking about what you want to do. We do have, let's see, we have portfolio racks and pedestals available if you want to have bin work or if you have three-dimensional work. One of the really nice things about participating in this program is that there's an 80-20 commission split. So because you're renting the gallery and paying up front, that lessens the commission. So if you sell anything, you get 80%. If you do have a group show or a two artist show, it's limited to NHAA members only. But if you have an idea, if say, for example, you're a painter and you're really interested in partnering up with a sculptor so that you can have a more dynamic exhibition, please reach out to me, send me an email, and I'd love to connect you with some other artists. That's part of what I'm here for. So don't ever be shy about asking me for connections to other artists or anything that you're curious about. The NHAA also writes the PR and we promote you on social media. We do encourage you to also help us with the marketing, but know that we are doing a lot of the work as well. And we can help you with your wall labels, designing your vinyl, hanging committee. We can help you arrange and hang if you need. And the pricing is based on the size of the wall or gallery. This year also, for the first time, we have the D. Pratt Framer Artist Opportunity Grant or Fund. And this is a sponsorship from D. Pratt Framer that is open to any artist who wants to have a solo exhibition, but can't afford the rental fees. So there's a really simple application that I will be releasing soon. And that'll also be, if you have any questions about that, we're going to go over that in the info session on the 29th as well. So big thank you to D. Pratt Framer. If you don't already know them, they're a really wonderful framing company. They have 2 locations in Kittery and in Rye, and they are big supporters of the NHAA. And finding information. So I want to show you how to find out about all of these opportunities. So I know that I think most of you now have been able to log on and go to our member portal. But if you go to our website under the membership tab, you can scroll down to the member portal, click on that, and it usually comes up with a white screen that has a little bar where you can type in the password. I emailed everyone the password when you first became members. It's all lowercase with no spaces, I love art. And then you hit the little arrow that is to the right of that. Sorry, I've already logged in a few times today, so it remembered the password and just bypassed that screen. But that's what it looks like. And if you have trouble, give me a call. I walk people through it all the time. It's no problem. So up here, we have our little welcome message, and this button here is how you pay your membership dues. You have the option, sorry, my Zoom bar gets in the way, so I just have to keep moving it around as I navigate. You have the option to set it up as a one-time fee or as a yearly fee. If you set it up yearly, then you never have to worry about renewing your membership. It automatically renews. If you feel more comfortable with the one-time fee, you can do that too. This email address and all of this will get input into our database, which makes it easier. This is why it's easier for us to accept payments this way versus writing us a check. But like I said, we're happy to do either. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then we often put all of our payment buttons and information that's for members only right here on this page. So we sent you the Miracle on State Street call for art, and this is how you make your payment. So you can click on this and you can select how many entries you would like. You can have 1, 2, or 3, and the price adjusts based on how many pieces you select. We also have another opportunity, which is a holiday art fair that is only open to NHAA members. It is at LaBelle Winery, right across from where we have our art gallery. It's a one-day event, December 11th from 9 to 2. And it's $40 to participate, but you process your own sales and you keep 100% of whatever you sell. They are having their December farmers market that same day, same time. So they'll be directing traffic from their farmers market up to our art fair. And its space is limited, so it's being awarded on a first come, first served basis. We will provide tables, but you can put whatever you want on your typical like 6-foot table. But there is a limitation to how much extra like setup space there is within the room. So if you do have screens or bins or things like that that you use for other art fairs, you have to check in with me to see if how many people have requested an extra setup. And lower price point items such as prints, note cards, and gift items are encouraged since it is sort of in the spirit of holiday gift giving. So there's that. And if you decide to participate in the event, you just click on the payment button and make your payment and you're registered. This is the 2023 exhibition proposal series application. So I sent this to you in email, but it's always sort of duplicated on the member portal in case it gets lost in your inbox. So I'll just walk you through it just to show how simple it is. It's your name, your email. Is it a solo show or are there other NHAA member artists participating? Do you want a full gallery, one wall, or either? And then these are really the critical parts here. Submit a one-page proposal that includes the following: title and theme of your exhibition, size and number of pieces included, techniques and mediums, project timeline. That means if the work is completed, then maybe you want to show that's earlier in the year. If you have work that's in progress or isn't finished yet, then tell me what your plan is to finish the work in a timely manner. And then also your preferred gallery space. And if you do want to show in the East Gallery, include a plan for the window in your proposal. The window of the East Gallery is our largest space right here. And so it really helps attract people to come into the gallery, and it's a great way for you to sell work just from people walking by on the street. We actually sell a lot of work from the window. And then the other bit here is, of course, samples of your work. I'm only asking for 2 images, but if you are doing a larger group show, then I will reach out to get additional images. So we have this little map of the gallery that you can reference to help you select which area you would like to have your show in. And there's also a price chart. And then instead of telling me when you are available, I'd rather know when you are unavailable, because part of what I do when I'm curating the exhibition proposal series is I look at everyone's work and I try to look for themes and synchronicities that will make the exhibitions look really good together. Especially if you know our gallery with the East, South, and Fraser. I try to make it really fair for all of the artists. No one likes to be next to someone who has similar work, but maybe their prices are lower than yours. I try to avoid all situations like that to make sure that every artist's work is highlighted and everyone has really the best opportunity that we can give them. So that's why I ask if it, what months are you unavailable? Because I want the flexibility to be able to connect you with other artists where your work will really shine. And then this last question is about the D. Pratt Framer Artist Opportunity Fund, which is the application that I will be sending out in a few weeks. So back to the member portal here. We have, this is last cohort's information. Maybe some of you have already had a chance to review that, but right in this spot is where the recording for tonight will go. And we have lots of great resources here about general information for exhibiting your work. This is our framing and presentation guidelines. Make sure you take a look at this before you submit to your first member exhibition. We don't allow plastic frames. We do allow work on paper that is to be unframed. This is a recent change, but you have to make sure that you provide us with a professional hanging system, instructions, if it's going to be mounted with magnets, grommets, nails, however you want it hung, and that you provide the necessary hardware to do that. There's some really great information in here. And if you have any questions or you want to double check anything with me, feel free to give me a call or send me an email about it. We also have our exhibit agreement. I have a whole slide that goes over this, so I won't get into it now, but know that this is where you can find it. Whenever you're exhibiting at the NHAA, you need to make sure that you have an inventory label on the back of your work. This one is great because you can type it in and just print it. So feel free to use this if this works for you. We also, when you submit your work to ArtCall, it's really easy to print your labels directly from ArtCall. And if you have any issues with that, I'd be happy to walk you through that. And then once we have our exhibition calendar finalized for 2023, we'll list it here. And this is a great way for you to see what's upcoming. So, you know, for example, if you were looking for like, looking down the list and you're like, oh, what new project should I start working on? You can see all of our themes. And that way you have plenty of time to create work that fits within either the member theme or our juried show themes. So we try to give you that information so you have it. And then you can also see what artists have rented the galleries in 2022, or, you know, going forward when we have all of that slated in, you can see who is awarded what, when, where. And then we also have our other exhibition calendars for Concord and the Art Center on here. And this is a really great, I'm very proud of this section of the member portal. This is something that I'm really passionate about, providing these video classes for you to watch at your convenience. We've done a few of them so far. We have how to have a successful solo show, and this also goes into some of the exhibition proposal stuff that we've talked about. We also have a video on Framing 101. Before I started working at the NHAA, I was a picture framer for a very long time, and I'm actually a master certified picture framer. So you can learn more about some of my takes on framing. I think I'll also probably refresh this class and do another one in the near future. And we have a video on art fairs, which applies to Sunapee and also the Sheep Warehouse, but also even our upcoming show at LaBelle Winery, you could probably get something from this. And I'm hoping to use the winter as a time to be able to provide more of this type of resources to all of you. So as I mentioned, there's we encourage you to volunteer. And we have if you click on these links here, this will take you to the November Sign Up Genius. And you can see who signed up, when and where, what time slots we have open. This is a great way. I know a lot of you mentioned wanting to feel like you're part of a community and to meet other artists. This is a great way to do that. We often have gallery salespeople who are staff members working on the weekends. So if you sign up during one of those shifts, then you don't have to worry about, oh, how do I make a sale? I have to come do volunteer training. I do volunteer training usually once a month or every other month, depending on how many people would like to take it. And a lot of the volunteer training goes over how to process sales while you're in the gallery. But what's really nice is if you volunteer when there is a gallery salesperson on staff, they can show you, and it's more about hanging out in the gallery, and there's no pressure to know how to make the sale because there's a staff member who will handle that. So there are a few shifts left, and I recommend taking advantage of them when you see them. We also have changeover volunteers. So the drop off and pickup times we call changeover, and it's usually the last Sunday and Monday of the month. And that's a great time, especially if you live far from Portsmouth. You can get your volunteering done when you're coming to drop off your work for the December member exhibition. You can sign up for one of these shifts, and then you're going to be dropping your own work off already. So it's kind of like, you know, killing two birds with one stone. These shifts are always really popular, and they're a really great way to meet all the other artists because you're getting to see their work when they're dropping off, introducing yourself, saying hi. I find them to be really fun. So definitely check that out. And if you do sign up to Gallery Sit, we have our gallery handbook here. And you can just click on that, which downloads the file. Sorry, this is taking a minute to load, but this will go through really everything you need to know from opening and closing the gallery, what to do while you're here, information about shipping, processing sales, all of our phone numbers are here. The combination code for how to get in the door, how to turn off the alarm. This is a really extensive handbook that covers all those major details. So if you do sign up for a gallery sitting shift, it's always super helpful just to download this and take a quick review. And before you come in for the new member the new member volunteer training, we can, if you print this out, or I can even print it for you in the gallery, you can use this to take notes on. And that way you have your own copy that will make sense to you. So let's see, let's get back. This is where the Small Works prospectus will be. Like I said, it's going to change for 2023, and we just had our final drop off for the year, but it's one prospectus, and it's going to give you the dates for when the drop off dates are, when the pickup dates are. It really explains everything in great detail. For bin work, we don't want to see full canvases in the bin. They can get easily damaged when people are rifling through. So we're looking, we prefer, if you are a painter, that you either work on paper or on a panel. That can be the plastic wrapped bin pieces that go in our little bin. For the wall pieces, if you're a 2D artist, you can submit 2 small 2D pieces. And for, if you're a 3D artist, you can submit 2 3D pieces. And if you're a 2D artist, you can submit 1 framed piece that hangs on the wall. So make sure that you check back I will always send an email, but it's just, we like to be redundant. So whenever you're hunting for information, you know where to find it. So I'll send you an email when we make those changes to the prospectus, and it will be updated here for you for the entire year. It'll be the one call for art. And this is really helpful if you're thinking about the exhibition proposal series. We have right here all of the wall dimensions and a full blueprint of the various galleries. So this is, this kind of outlines where Small Works is, where our main gallery is. And if you do, even though it's not really highlighted in the exhibition proposal series, because I have to figure out what the pricing would be. But if you have a lot of work and you want to show, 70 pieces of art, and you want to rent the whole main gallery, I'm not opposed to it. You just have to write me a really good proposal. The East Gallery is one of our most popular spaces. So this shows you where pipes, air conditioner, this is helpful because those are spaces that you can't really hang your work. We do have a portable wall that can hang, that goes across that. So you actually can hang several pieces in that area. But this at least will get you thinking about scale, size of your work, how many pieces will fit, the size of the window when you think about how you want to plan that part of the exhibition. And we have this for all of the spaces south and the Jerry Fraser as well. Oops. And I think that pretty much covers it. There's more prospectus and call for art information. We have our bylaws, our articles of agreement, also our whistleblower policy, and we have our recording of our 2022 annual meeting. If you would like to visit any of that, all this is here for you. And just to get back to the slideshow here. This is just a quick reminder that, I did share that framing and presentation guidelines information with you, but we really appreciate when you make it easy for us to do our jobs. So please wire with D-rings. This makes it a lot more difficult to use our hanging system. If you are painting on canvas, you don't have to frame it, but we do like everything to be finished and presented in a professional manner, which means, no drippy paint on the side, clean edges, no tape, things like that. We just want to see professionalism. The exhibitor agreement, I showed you that document, and here's the slide as promised. So this is just running down some key points. You retain the rights for your piece, you set the price for your pieces, but whatever you enter into Art Call is what the price is going to be. So if you enter your Art Call information and you put $1,200, and then you go to drop off your consignment sheet, and you forgot what you put into Art Call, and you write 1,500. We're going to go with what you input on the website, just because that's how our website systems work. We download what you input into Art Call and we upload it onto our website. And the NHAA is the exclusive agent for sales of the pieces for the duration of the exhibit. So if you sell the piece while it's on your website, but it's hanging in our gallery, you're still beholden to the commission of it being in our gallery at the time of the sale. And if a buyer comes in and discovers your artwork at the NHAA, either online or in the gallery, but the sale is completed after the exhibition, then we are entitled to commission on the exhibition per the exhibit prospectus. So surprisingly, this happens very often, because because of the nature of the high turnover of our exhibitions, we only have them on view for 1 month. We have a lot of buyers who come in and say, hey, I saw this piece in the window. Is it still available? And then you'll get a call from me saying, hey, do you still have that piece available? The buyer wants it. And if it's available, then, you know, we would love to sell your work for you. And we would still retain a commission, even though the sale happened after the initial exhibition. All work must be original, conceived of, and produced by the artist. So sort of a plagiarism thing there. And I know that this part can sort of seem alarming, and really it's not. It's just what we're trying. We put so much effort into marketing and promoting your work and cultivating this community, that it's really just here to protect us so that you don't go behind the NHAA and make a sale and not give us any credit for the discovery of your work. If you do that, it's a big no-no with all galleries, not just art associations, and specifically the New Hampshire Art Association. It goes against best practices as an artist, and it really hurts the NHAA. So if you have any questions about this, I would be happy to answer them in just a minute. So upcoming exhibitions and events. I've talked about most of these already, but just to highlight a few, Miracle on State Street, the exhibition proposal series, we have that info session coming up. We have that art fair at LaBelle Winery. In January, I'm going to be doing a Zoom talk on advancing your art career, where we're going to talk really deeply about artist statements, proposals, artist residency programs, solo exhibitions, all that good stuff, anything that you're curious about. Also, if there's anything that you've, and also pricing your work is going to be part of that as well. So if you have anything that you really are curious about that you would like to learn, and you think, hey, the NHAA should do a Zoom talk about that, please send me an email, because that's really what we're going to be focusing on this winter, especially in January and February. It's going to be filling out that video resource library on our member portal and offering free classes for our members like this. So send me an email with anything that you want to learn. In February, we're going to be doing a member exhibition and an art auction. In March, we have Fledgling Artists Under 30, which is an open juried exhibition to encourage the next generation of New Hampshire artists. In April, we always have our Lassonde, which is another open juried exhibition. And I know you're looking at this and saying, wow, 2 open juried exhibitions, where's the member show in the spring? So I'm working on that. We will have one that will either be at the Art Center in Dover or at Mosaic Art Collective in Manchester, or both, but maybe probably not in the same month. And as soon as the exhibition calendar goes up, you can see it in the member portal, and I'll also send you an email about it. These are all of our email addresses. Please add them to your contact list, so that I don't go into your spam folder. I get tons of calls from members about this, and it's really fine. I'm happy to walk you through it, but just keep in mind we're a really small and mighty staff. And so just, we're happy to work with you, but our time is very valuable. If you need anything, any help with the website, you're going to talk to Whitney. Any questions about exhibitions, you're going to talk to Carol. She also does membership for, tracking all of our membership payments. For PR, that's Suzanne. And this is our general email account, which I also check. And now questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and bring us all back together. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to fire away. And also know you can always get me on email after the fact if something comes up that you meant to ask me but didn't get a chance to.
Amanda, this is Betsy. I know that you have a member directory online. Is there a way that we can send a piece of artwork to be attached to that?
Absolutely. So Whitney Fisher is our website coordinator, and she's going to be sending you all an email with a form that you can fill out that's going to ask you some questions. It's going to ask you to upload a photo, input your bio, and she's going to get that together for you. So that should happen within sometime in November. The email might come in the next couple weeks, and she'll get that. It's actually a really tedious process. She has to do it each one individually, but she will get all of that information, all of your member info on the website.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else have any other questions?
Amanda, this is Bruce. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what happened, but my mic works. The website, is there an opportunity for a viewer to click on members' artwork?
Yes. I can show you, I'll go back to sharing my screen and show you a little bit more about our website.
I mean, to buy, obviously, is what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So if you go to our homepage, all of our online galleries are on our homepage. And so right now, this is our November exhibits. So if you're showing at the NHAA, then your work will be featured on our website. And so not only for the Portsmouth location, but also at the LaBelle Winery and Dairy. And if there's a show going on in Dover, that will also be on the website.
Yeah, but only the works that are part of the exhibits at the time.
Correct.
Okay.
And so when you click on these buttons, they'll take you to the full online gallery, and you can see some of our new member Robert's work. And if you click on the big one, then you can get the blown up picture. And we do sell a lot of work online, sight unseen. So we have a lot of collectors that follow certain artists, and when they post on Facebook or Instagram, they will go to our website and purchase it without even coming into one of the galleries, which is really pretty cool. Also, occasionally I will get collectors coming in saying, hey, I'm looking for this very specific piece of art. And I'll say, let me think about that and see if I can find someone who does that, either for commission or for, to kind of direct the buyer to the right artist. And in those situations, the NHAA kind of collects like a finder's fee for commission. And if it was a work that was previously on view at the NHAA, kind of like how I described, oh, I saw this piece in the window last month and now I want to buy it, then the original price that you had set for that piece is what we would charge. We keep all of the records for all of our consignment sheets whenever you enter into one of our exhibitions. We also have all of the images that you submit. So it's really easy for us to go back and see every work that has been in almost any show for the last couple of years since we started our online gallery. And we can share those images and that information with the buyers. The only thing is, if you sell it somewhere else, or it's no longer for sale, then we'll always, of course, call you first and make sure that it's still available. Robin?
So I have a question for those of us who work in a three-dimensional medium. I might be the only person in this group, but you too. Great. When you talk about, so you address this with respect to small works, but then for the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, you talked about wall space. How does that translate into a three-dimensional piece of art?
So this is something that the NHAA could definitely do better on. So we have a lot of people who work in who do wall sculptures that hang on the wall. So that's always an option. For Sunapee, we have a very specific relationship with the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen. We're kind of sister organizations. And if you've ever been to Sunapee, you know that sculptors and potters and craftsmen are really the bulk of who exhibit there. So we have been invited to participate more in a two-dimensional artwork capacity. So historically, the opportunity has been limited to two-dimensional artists, but we always try to throw a bone to the 3D artists whenever we can. And last December, we had a sculpture-only show that was for all of our 3D artists. So we try to throw in some extra opportunities like that. And I'm really always open to member feedback. So if you're noticing, hey, these parameters on these prospectuses are not working for me, or how come I feel like I'm not getting enough out of my membership, 2D artists have an advantage, I want to know, and I want to try to fix it. So we've had a few new sculptors join our organization that like we recently refurbished all of our pedestals, repainted them, tuned them up a bit. We've talked about figuring out what size pedestals are going to best benefit our 3D artists. So we have that project in the works. I've also expanded the size. There's not a huge size restraint on 3D work that's exhibited in the gallery. We're open to the different, so there's, if you look at some of our recent calls for art, you'll see that there is like a pedestal limitation, but that we're also open to floor standing work, or for the artist to bring in their own pedestal if it's really oversized. And we do have a few artists that work in really large sculpture. So it's just an ongoing conversation. And if there seems to be something that isn't working for you, like I said, please let me know. Anyone else have a question for me? Trish, I think you're on mute, or I can't hear you. I'm still not hearing anything. Do you want to try typing it in the chat? Thank you, Michelle. Have a good night. We are not doing the Courier Museum show. We haven't had that opportunity for quite some time. It was no longer happening when I came on as the executive director, but it is definitely on my radar as a goal. And our Dunphy exhibition was juried by Kurt Sundstrom from the Courier Museum of Art. So I'm hoping to continue building that relationship with the Courier. Anything else? That's a great question, Trish, about the calendar format for shows deadlines on the website. We don't have one. That is something that if you have an expertise in working on calendars and would like to help with something like that as part of your volunteer duty, I think we could probably make that happen. I have been using Google Calendar to create our exhibition calendar for 2023, and I'm hoping to share that with members that has some deadlines and things in it. But it is very much a working document for the staff. So, but hey, reach out and send me an email. Maybe we can make that happen. All right, well, if there's no other questions, I think we should all sign off for tonight. And, you know, I really am here for you. So please send me emails. Let me know if there's anything confusing. I expect to get phone calls from all of you the first time that you try to use ArtCall. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, but you'll be expert new members in no time. And thank you all for being part of our organization.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.
Aye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.